Well, Subverse as like an idea kind of came from a project I had in undergrad several semesters ago with one professor, Christopher Brian Lantina. And it was to make a magazine cover, and I wanted to do a music magazine, and I came up with Subverse because it was both like subverting general music that people would be listening to and playing and writing about, while also the word verse, which is obviously just music related. So there was that. But I only had experience with news on radio, and I wanted to do a show where people could discover new bands and different types of music and stuff. So that's kind of where that came from.
Right. So I had already had a show previously where I played the general rotation that WFSC had, which is broad rock. And I just kind of wanted to get into something more niche where I could really have the opportunity to get listeners in on something that they might not have already known before. And, you know, I asked Britton because I knew we had the same taste in music and we liked similar stuff, and I thought we'd really be able to do a good job in creating a show.
And then, I mean, what's making a show like from when the show ends at 9 to 7 o'clock next Wednesday?
It's a lot of looking for new music to put in that we don't already have. It's paying attention to the charts to see like what we're already playing on the general rotation, what other people are playing, and then just kind of like scouring, you know, YouTube and Spotify and Twitter, Facebook to find things that people may not have heard yet or are just coming out, like new releases and stuff.
Yeah, you really have to just keep an eye out because we have a whole week to be able to prepare and, you know, keep on a lookout for new releases, new news that we think might be relevant to people who are listening. And then it's great because we really get to control it. We get to control what people hear on the radio, and it's really nice being able to connect with people that way.
Yeah, I think like the big thing for me is that we get to basically decide what anyone who's tuned in to 88.9 is listening to for 2 hours a week. So we have that 2 hours to play things they may not have heard, some old music that they may not have heard in a while, and letting people kind of find new things in an easy and like streamlined way, I think is a cool aspect of radio.
The hardest part, though?
I think the hardest part is having energy to do a show every week.
Right. For me, I think it's finding time because, you know, we have a lot of other stuff going on, you know, classes and whatnot, and we have a podcast. He has 2 other podcasts.
Yeah.
So I think it's just balancing that and trying to find time to prepare because it does take preparation, and you know, we don't go scripted. We go off talking points, but you still got to prepare. So.
Yeah, and I think it comes across as kind of more natural that way. Because if you have a co-host, you kind of develop a banter and 2 characters, and like your whole radio show is basically just pitching these characters to whoever listening. So whether or not that character is you or a part of you is kind of up to you.